I do want to ask you, because you've been very successful with your career. You started working in other positions and you eventually ended up in being a corporate director, very successful, owning your own home and doing amazing things for the community. How was it when it was hard? How hard was that when you had so much on your shoulders? And how did you even decide in getting into HR?
What is the phrase? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because for my experience, I was in a situation where I had to provide for my children because my other half, other person, refused to. And then on top of that, there's just this guilt of wanting to push yourself harder, to elevate yourself, to make more money, to get to a position where you can bring more into the household. And when I would elevate myself from my experience, I remember being told by my kids that why am I doing this, that I love work more than them, and because they're hearing this from another side, that I don't want to give them attention, that they're not important to me, that work is more important to me. And so it's tough because it's like, yo, like I have to provide for you, but I also have to like do these things to be with you. And I always love up on my kids and do everything I could for my kids. And you know, I'm present, but I'm working 12, 13-hour days because I'm the provider. So it's one of those moments where it's so tough to like be a career focused individual and then still and be a very, you know, presence mother, and then have this guilt and this shame put on me because of the time that I'm working or the hours that I'm working, so that I can build, so that I can take my kids on vacation, so that I can do all these things, buy a home, like everything possible. So it is challenging, but they have always been my why. And that's the reason why I've been able to elevate in my career, because without them, then, you know, like I always wanted to make sure they had what they needed and what they wanted. So it was easy to determine like, hey, HR, I like this, I love this, I'm gonna grow in this, I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna give them everything that I would have wanted myself when I was a child too. So it's one of those things where it's tough, but man,
You gotta stay fierce.
Exactly.
Stay fierce and move forward and make a decision like you did. You decided on HR and you focused on it, and now you've grown 15 years working in that industry, and you've definitely succeeded, and it's so beautiful to see you in this position.